A couple of button pushers back there.
Right there. She's a pushing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pushy wife.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a delicious pun.
That's right.
Okay, so I guess we're live now, are we?
We have the spinning circle. Oh, there we are.
Are we
Okay,
over
the
there?
spinning
Relax.
circle. All right.
Okay.
Yes, all right. Never good.
The spinning circle of liveness.
That's right. That's right.
So we're here, we're live. We want to make sure that the sound is good. So you guys that are rolling in right now, just kind of hook us up with that, dish out some knowledge for us on
Sure
the
enough.
sound and if everything is sounding good and everything. And if you like Derrick's suit,
Okay. All right. Yes. Dedicated. Rushed over here. I told you about that long plane flight here to Poland.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to change after the flight. That's when we got into Warsaw. Okay. I had to come right to your castle.
I know. So that pin, the one on top, that's your airborne.
By
thing,
God,
right?
airborne wings. By God, yes.
Did you do what they did? What the guy did in Band of Brothers? Where you like drink beer through it?
That's old school, but not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Was that just a thing that they did in that show? Was that a real?
They graduated airborne school back in the day. They go down to the bar out in town, and then they would put their wings in the bottom of a glass of beer, and they chug it all down, and then they would catch it. It was another excuse to get drunk.
Yeah.
Another excuse. That's all it was.
Anyone die from swallowing it?
No, hopefully all the beer will be gone.
Yeah.
So there'll be no reason to choke on those airborne wings. But if you gotta go, that's how you go.
Yeah.
By
That's
God.
true.
So
Yeah. That's a nice 50 caliber bullet.
but, yeah, I notice. Every time I come here, there's always some weapon or ammunition around for me to play with. I don't know. Can't keep my hands off the ammunition. I'm sorry, man. It started when I was a kid. I can't control myself. 50 cal ammunition. Hey, got some at the house under the bed.
Yeah, I picked those up today. Actually, it's about 100 rounds of 50 BMG. Got it from a guy who's a veteran. It's funny. I met him and actually did it through Arms List and met the guy. And as soon as he got out of his truck, I was like, "Now that looks like a guy that has 100 rounds of 50 BMG." He had like the big beard and like the tattoos and everything.
The Old Testament beard, by God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a veteran, but he said that he had one overseas, and he had an M107 overseas.
Yeah.
And then he bought one when he got back home, but he lost it in the divorce.
Oh,
So-
okay, so that's only 12K. That's all.
Yeah. So I felt bad for him, but he was selling his ammo. So
Yeah, I noticed this is a silver-tipped 50 cal round for you proud service guys. You know what that means. Silver tip is armor-piercing incendiary, which I'm sure this isn't.
yeah, that one actually isn't. That's like some kind of Hornady VMAX, maybe. I don't know. It's some kind of hot shot round.
Okay, but
I want to say a hunting round, but I guess it's not really for hunting. I don't know.
Okay, hunting.
You could kill a hog with it.
I would hope so. If I shoot a hog,
I meant like not it was capable of killing a hog. It's like you're allowed to kill a hog with it. That's what I meant.
you shoot a hog with a 50 cal round, he shakes it off. Dude, run! This is Brontosaurus stuff. We saw that movie Jurassic Park. Which one did which Jurassic Park was it that they went to San Diego?
The second one, I think. Yeah.
Okay, I did have to point that out. Being a gun guy, I had to point that out.
Yeah. You might need to bring the microphone a little. Yeah, bring it a little.
Okay, I had to point that out.
Yeah.
San Diego, T-Rex running around San Diego, a very anti-gun place, California. Of course he's running around.
Yeah.
How come you see the T-Rex in Dallas?
Yeah.
or
That's true, yeah.
Or Atlanta or Nashville. I don't think we're gonna have much of a problem. I don't think there'll be much of a problem.
No, I think Texas. Your average Texan can figure out how to take care of a dinosaur.
So what's that? T-Rex? No problem. He breaks one of these out.
As long as they ain't no megalodon.
I like them little raptors though. They're all right. I let them go.
Yeah. What was that? Wasn't it megalodon? What was that dinosaur called in one of the newer Jurassic Parks? It's like the really big thing that they created
with the big fin on its back.
Yeah.
No, that was the. This is Jurassic World. Okay,
Yeah.
Of course, and you know what? I commented on that movie. That's exactly what happened too. If you could bring a dinosaur back, somebody would say, you know what? Let's get one of those, put a rocket launcher on its back, and we'll use it. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, definitely would happen. They weaponize them. maybe it's a good idea. I don't know.
Hey, better than me going out there. Hey.
Yeah, it's true. All right, well, is the sound working good? Is everyone saying it's fine?
Nobody's commenting on the sound. Everybody loves Derek's dapper look there again.
Okay. You know, I
That's
don't
pretty
normally
much what
walk
we're
around.
talking about.
Okay.
Okay, for the record, I do not walk around like this.
No, nobody said anything about the sound. Sounds good to me.
I am such a dedicated individual that as soon as Big John gave me the word, I jumped down to the airport, jumped on the plane. We flew 8 hours to get here, and I didn't have time to change after we got to the airport. So we came right into production. So hey, dude, tell that limo driver, hey, stay out of the what's that? The honor bar. Yeah, the back of the limo.
Oh yeah.
I like my gin, Colt.
Oh man. All right. Well, before we get going on the show, I want to handle the business. Talk about the people that support the
pay the
channel,
bills,
and everything. Which now I'm now going to be talking about Bud's Gun Shop over here. So they're supporting this channel too. Bud'sGunShop.com. You guys hear us talk about them a lot over on Hickok 45. So go check them out. They're kind of like the Walmart of guns on the internet in a way. They got everything over there, and they got good prices and stuff. So check them out. And then also SDI if you're interested in a career in gunsmithing or a degree in firearms technology, which sounds super fancy and awesome. and they also take GI Bill, so any veterans out there that you want to continue to work with guns, when you get out of the military, it's a good option. Also federal ammo. There's some of the ammo in there is federal, actually.
I'm going through it now.
Yeah. I'm thinking some of the federal, like Lake City stuff, some of it, but the real deal. And federal, we appreciate them. And then also the NRA, they support this channel too. So if you haven't joined the NRA, go down to the link in the description and join the NRA. There's a discount down there. So it helps us out and, helps fight the for the second, I almost said fight the Second Amendment. Fight for the Second Amendment.
Yeah. Get it right.
So, anyways, there's that stuff. So, I know some people get annoyed by the talking about the support or whatever, but it really, like, a lot of people don't understand that a YouTube channel is a job.
Yeah.
A lot goes into it. So.
Hey,
anyways.
Costs money to live in this castle. Come on.
That's right, yeah.
Dude, how do you feed those alligators out there? I don't know. Dude.
Just the people that break in.
It's biodegradable. I'm putting their bodies to use.
Yeah. Like, if society gets too safe, it's going to cost me money. I actually have to go out and buy them food.
That's right. we're Earth really here.
Yeah.
At the Big John Castle.
It's a circle of life,
From dust you came, till
right,
alligators you shall return.
That's what I call their poop. I call it bad guys.
That's right. Fertilizer. Come on now.
Yeah. That's right. I gotta sell it. Call it bad guy fertilizer.
That's right. Hey, dude. Marketing. There you go.
That's it.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be funny though if you really did have alligators in a moat around your house, and then someone just swam across and they didn't care.
If they're full now, you got to pick the right time to. If you want to swim across a moat full of alligators, you got to pick the right time, like
That's
winter.
True.
Yeah, which they're hibernating.
Or you need two guys. You need one guy to feed them on one end, and the other.
One guy has a bag of chickens. The other guy. See, you got to distract them.
It's crazy that they actually used to do stuff like that with castles, like all the ridiculous
Why
ways
not?
they would
I
defend
think that's
it.
a great idea today. Dude.
I mean, yeah, it's not bad. Really. It's not just the best or anything, but it's not bad.
What's that home defense? I can't think of the name of the company, but you see them with the little blue sign in everybody's yard. Home defense.
ADT.
Like ADT?
ADT.
Okay.
Yeah, who needs that? Let's dig a moat. Fill it up full of gators.
Yeah.
I mean, crocodiles, your choice. Gator, crocodile, your choice.
Yeah.
And then,
maybe piranhas, maybe?
Hey,
If you're on a budget,
And you're just gonna have criminals coming up with like anti-gator.
There you go. There you go. What is it?
Yeah.
Hey, we're protecting the environment. I mean, they're not dangerous.
Yeah, and if you got money to spend, sharks.
Oh, dude. Oh, with little lasers on there.
Yeah.
But no, I'm thinking if I really want to get evil about it, have 2 molts. Have a ring, 1 ring full of gators. If you get past that, a 2nd ring full of piranha.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
oh
right.
yeah.
Or you could have sharks in the second one because then you would probably be bloody from going through the gators, and they would smell the blood in the water.
You know what? If you wade through a moat full of gators and another moat full of piranha. Okay, dude, what do you want?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, what do you want? Okay, here, take it.
Yeah. But
you deserve it.
yeah, in all seriousness, like usually what I'll do is I'll put punji sticks in the front yard, and that keeps people away pretty well.
Under some state laws, it is illegal for you to set up traps like that. Well,
yeah, which makes sense. That should
up,
be like we're just joking. That should
by
be.
the way, for all of you out there with the shovels in your hand, stop now. We're not saying do that.
Fred's like already out the front door.
Peter's like, what? Wait. Well, you said
because punji sticks just makes them stay longer. That's
they can't don't leave. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Under some state law, it says that you can't set up booby traps for them.
Yeah.
But I think a pit full of gators is not a booby trap because it's obvious that you do not want to go there.
Yeah, they're your pets. I mean,
hey, they're just watching the house. What?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like having a guard dog out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what you do. Is you get these dogs that are like, just mean dogs.
Yeah.
And then you have like a fence. It's like a big ring.
Yeah.
It's like 2 rings, right? So they're kind of trapped in the middle of that ring, And then you have like effectively like a bridge that you can go over, And you just chunk meat in there every now and then, keep them fed.
Like, hey, that's what they do. I saw a prison in Israel, and that's what they do. They got
oh really? Got the border dogs.
They got a inner fence, and they have another outer fence, and they got these vicious dogs running around inside.
That's scary.
Oh yeah, try to escape. They dare you. I mean, you'd be a Scooby snack like that.
Oh,
dude. And it's scary, vicious. But they don't have the same prison population that we do.
Yeah.
In fact, I found out that when I was there that they let these guys out every other weekend. They get to go home for the weekend. the minimum security guys. Okay, it's your weekend off, and they go home and they come back. Dude. Oh, what a country.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. For a lot of the people that are in there, prison. I mean, it's super inhumane, really. I mean, there are certain people that deserve to be there. Like, they earned their right to be in there, no question about it.
Oh, yeah.
But I also do feel like there's a lot of people that don't deserve to be there, and then there are people who I think come in there not deserving it, but then they become the kind of person
that's in there,
that deserves to be in there just because of the being a product of that environment, I feel like. Okay,
I'll say this.
You do have experience with this kind of thing.
A little. I'll say this. Yes. One problem I have with American justice is that you tend to only get the justice you can afford in America. So that's why I'm not necessarily a death penalty guy,
right?
Because you get the justice you can afford.
Yeah.
So, 2, let me tell you this: we have prisons for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you there are some vampires and werewolves walking around in there that deserve to be there and should be. So there are some viciously ferocious predatory people in there.
Yeah.
So if they were out here, you'd probably draw down on them.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
yes.
I can imagine.
Oh my God.
Because you don't have to say any specifics, but do you still work in the prison or not?
In the environment? Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So you told me some stories about certain prisoners that seem charming but are not.
Yeah. What you'll find in the correctional environment is that the most calmest, sweet talking, gentle looking people can be the most vicious.
Yeah.
The guy over there raving, talking to his dead aunt. No problem.
Yeah.
He's no problem. No, don't worry about him.
Because they're like actually crazy. Right?
Yeah, exactly. That guy actually has an issue. But the individual over there that's calm, cool, collective, very, in fact, chillingly calm.
Yeah.
That's the guy you got to worry about. In fact, some of your biggest hymn singers are some of your most vicious people. So, dude, it's scary.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because you never know. You never know.
Right.
You know, and I hate to use a cliche, but it's the old story. You know, the neighbors go, well, he was such a kind guy, kept to himself a lot, never bothered anyway.
Yeah, it's like, how much time did you spend with him?
You know? You didn't know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know anything about my neighbors. I mean,
Which which that scenario in school, that when I was in school, the scenario came up. You going down to the kitchen one night, and it's a rainy night. You get some water out of the kitchen sink, and you look out the back door, and you see your neighbor digging a hole in his backyard with these two covered up tarps next to him. What do you say? What do you do? What do you do?
It's like there's some movie from the 90s.
The Burbs.
Is that
Tom
what it
Hanks.
was?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I don't know, but there was a movie where there was like a hand that was like crawling around. And it wasn't the Addams Family.
Okay.
It was like he was trying to bear it. It was like some weird like comedy horror movie. It was like trying to bear someone in his backyard, and then like just the hand like crawled out or something.
We got that scenario from the Burbs with Tom Hanks, one of his first movies.
Yeah,
and that's what happened to him. What do you do? I mean, is he doing something? I mean, it's his business. I mean, he wants to be in his backyard at night with a lantern digging a hole. I mean,
yeah.
Who are we to say anything?
Yeah. I saw I think it was on, I want to say it was on one of those Spike TV shows, like Mansers or something like that. It was something I saw on TV, so it's probably not true, but it was interesting.
What? TV ain't true. What?
And this guy supposedly killed someone, and his idea for getting rid of the body was he invited his friends over because he lived in a neighborhood. Yeah. So, like, burning something would have been kind of suspicious, you know? So he invited his friends over for a barbecue, and it's not as bad as it sounds like it's going.
Okay.
he like cooked the body, like burned the body,
yeah.
You know, like underneath the fire, in the fire pit or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was like his way of getting rid of it. It didn't work because the bones are still there.
Exactly, and you could never get the fire hot enough to totally incinerate a body. You need like an incinerator.
Yeah.
This backyard, bonfire. Sorry, not hot enough. No.
Yeah.
So no, you need like a Auschwitz type oven for that. Yeah. But no, if you're doing that, there's always gonna be enough evidence left.
Right. Plus, it's a misnomer that you can just get rid of the body and then they can't convict you.
There is no. You can I mean, it's never that easy.
Yeah.
Plus, especially if it's a known person, somebody's gonna be missed.
Right. Yeah.
Well, they were over to they were at the Big John Castle. I mean, I saw him walk in.
Yeah.
The drawbridge came up. We never saw him again.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might. The people that disappear in America, unfortunately, tend to be your homeless. Which, if I remember from my school days, it's like 25, 30 a day. Just people just disappear.
Yeah.
And
I love when cats get their butt in your face.
That's right. Oh, come on now. He's like, you like it. Come on.
Yeah. You want to smell this?
Come on. Take it. Come on.
I saw you over there. You were wondering what you're like, what have I eaten? I'm going to bring it over here and let you get a little sniff.
Yeah, take that, huh? I know you're on the radio. This is what you like. Come on.
I think it's funny how animals like cats and dogs, they constantly smell each other's butts. They're like, have you found anything that I haven't found?
So,
oh man.
But it can be a scary world.
Yeah,
that we live in, but you don't live. You're prepared. You're alert. You don't live in fear.
Right. No,
I'm a big proponent of that, because if I heard about some couple a while back, but they just watched the news and they never came out of their house because they were terrified.
Yeah.
The family finally sent the police over there to do a health and welfare check, and these people hadn't come out of their house in like 2 months.
Jeez.
Because they just watched the news and they were terrified.
Yeah.
Which I would be too if I only watched the news.
Yeah.
Because I saw you see somebody's going to kill you. Something like the rain. Oh, another flood, another tornado, another hailstorm.
Yeah, you got to take reasonable precautions.
Yeah.
And then you just live your life. Something happens, it happens. You just deal with it.
Yeah.
There's no reason in making yourself. It's like, I'm afraid that at some point I might suffer. So I'll just go ahead and suffer all the way up until that point.
Honey, board up those doors.
Yeah, really.
Lock the door. We're staying in here.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and the news, of course, as we know, they overdrive. Like we were talking about this before the show, and I've brought this up a lot. It really, what it seems like to me, one of the big things the news will do is there'll be some story that they'll pick up.
Yeah.
For maybe like mostly legitimate reasons, and it will be very successful. It'll be like a big story, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you start seeing all these other stories.
Yeah.
That are very similar, and it kind of makes you go like, "Oh wow, that's a problem." I know, like all the news, they uncovered this problem that we weren't aware of before.
Of course, yeah.
But really, it's just they uncovered a hit, so now they're trying to have a repeat.
Like what's that town? Flint, Michigan, with the bad water.
Yeah.
I just heard a story coming down, coming on the plane flying across the Atlantic to get over here. That the city of Flint's gonna make these people pay if they don't pay their water bill for the poison water.
Yeah.
They're gonna put a tax levy on their house.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Wait. I can't drink the water. The water that you're giving me is poison, but I didn't pay for it, so you're gonna charge me? Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Wow.
Of course. So
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, it's a mess. And it's where you have that balance of what do you allow to be. What things do you want to be controlled by the government? What things do you want to be privatized? Because it's like, privatized, corporate interests. Sometimes that's how you get like the best versions of things, but also through the motivation that causes that positive effect can also cause the negative of too much control and power over something like what we have with the cable companies. Because it's like basically you have Time Warner and Comcast.
Yep.
And there's Charter, but Charter is like
Spectrum now. Yeah, I think.
Okay, and a lot of those like other ones, they're actually owned by either Comcast or Time Warner.
We'll just go ahead and section this off. Call it something else. They'll think they're getting something new. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And 500 channels and there's nothing on.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's why on demand I think is just the way to go. Whether it's YouTube or Netflix,
I was
or whatever,
about to say Netflix, and the military channel, of course. I don't mean to give I don't mean to give them a plug on your show, but the military channel, bullet points,
yeah.
Hey.
That if satellite wants to survive, like DirecTV. I was talking about this with a buddy of mine the other day. Maybe someone who's listening to the show live right now can give me the answer, and my wife can relay it back to me, and I can feel smarter. But here's what I don't understand, right? So satellite internet, like if you live out in the country, I don't know if you ever used satellite internet or know anyone that did, but I've known some people that have. My parents had it for a little while before they got higher speed out there. It's horrible. I mean, it's better than dial-up, but it's really bad.
Okay.
I mean, you almost can't watch YouTube videos. It's pretty bad. But you could live in that same place out in the country and have DirecTV or Dish Network, and you can watch full 1080p television all day with no interruptions. How does that work? I don't understand. Like what's the difference between that? Why can you stream cable? Like, why can you stream satellite TV so much easier than you can the internet and watch on demand? That I don't understand. But I do know that if like DirecTV could figure out a way to do that to where you could like have DirecTV and then watch Netflix on DirecTV, that's how they would save themselves, I feel like, because that's something that a lot of people still have to have services like satellite TV because they live too far out for good internet.
Well, satellite's going the way of the dinosaur. I mean,
you think?
I don't think they can compete with cable.
But it's like people in the country though that it's going to take so long for those lines all get out there.
Yeah, come on now, it's give and take. You got the solitude, but I'm missing the Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, come on, give and take, and take. I mean, come on, hey. I was in Montana. I mean, I live on a mountain in Montana.
Yeah,
and I want to see the Naked and Afraid. Yeah, I mean, no, sorry, dude.
Yeah,
sorry, give and take. All right. So.
Someone said they're on different frequencies.
Different frequencies?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like what the government would say.
FCC, is it?
What did you say?
So I'll shoot my brother a text message. The computer guy in the family.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So I don't know. It's all confusing, too. Like, even just the concept of, stuff like Wi-Fi, and like just imaginary signals, not imaginary, but like stuff you can't see. It's weird. It's like on
It's
your
faith. It's faith. Yeah. The Wi-Fi works, and that's all I need to know.
It's like, wait a minute. It's like the government figured out, or whatever, some company that figured out. It's like, if we just tell them it works, it'll work.
Well, hey, it's there. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. When I pick up my phone or hit my my in-house Wi-Fi, do I care where it comes from? Hey, no, it's there. Okay, it's there. It's there.
Exactly.
Hey, whatever. Hey, So I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to sound like I don't care, but hey, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
And I think what people get upset when it ain't there though. I mean, people complain about our Wi-Fi, our TV, our cable, but you let that stuff go out. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
People fly into a rage. What is this?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the big downsides of technology is we just get really reliant on it.
Yes, cell phones. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But then again, it's like, there's a certain point where it gets reliable enough to where, it's probably going to work most of the time. So you don't want to necessarily just, like for example, people will, they'll say things like, it's a shame that kids can't do math anymore. They just, what if the calculator goes down? Stuff like that. I can see both sides of it,
which is true,
but it's kind of like, there's another calculator. Like they have solar power. There's always a calculator. And then first of all, are you gonna die?
They got on your phones now. I mean, everybody's got a phone. I mean,
right. You're not gonna die because you can't do a math equation.
Okay, let me. Speaking as an old guy from the last century.
Okay. I was there for a little bit. I was there for a little bit of it.
That's right. Yeah, I caught that 98 through 2000. Yeah, back in the 70s. By God, when
I remember the Gulf War on TV.
Whoo, the Gulf War.
I know you were there, but
but
you were in Iraq, and I was like, it's like my first memory, and you were there.
Yeah. but sorry, son, I was listening.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You
had something to add.
I have not used geometry since the 4th grade. So I don't see the point in having to learn it. But it was all important in the 4th and 5th grade. It was all important. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You gotta, what is the cosine of a 25-degree angle? Who knows?
Yeah. It's like alien to me.
I have not used that since then. So
but I understand the basic, concept of it. Like if I'm playing pool or something, I'm not good at it, but I understand like, okay, if I want the ball to go to the right, I got to hit it on the left side.
Okay. Well, what is 25 squared? I've never been asked that once.
Yeah.
Not once.
What's 25 squared?
It's like 600. That's the only that's only I guess that's algebra. I don't even know what that is anymore.
Yeah.
25 At some point in my life, somebody asked me.
Yeah.
I had to know that at some point in my life. So
yeah. Well, luckily this isn't the math show.
Thank God. Oh my God. Oh yeah. You wear a little bow tie.
Oh man, like that's been the big thing lately. Is Bill Nye, the science guy.
Yeah, the science guy.
He's been under fire a lot.
Why?
Well, the climate change thing.
Yeah.
They're saying he's just a mechanical engineer. He's not really a scientist. Here's my thing about the climate change debacle, right?
Okay.
The reason I call it a debacle is because I don't assume to know the truth about climate change, but I do assume to know bullshit when I see it.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is bullshit is the fact that it's become such a politicized thing.
Yeah.
People on one side are saying like you're just like some backwards hick if you don't believe it.
Uh-huh.
And then the people who don't believe it are saying that it's all the science about it is just some big conspiracy and agenda to take our money.
Okay.
And it's I don't think it's either of those things.
I gotta say this: staying in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Okay, fuel efficient cars is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's
right.
good. Okay. Burning less oil. Good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Solar, natural gas. Good thing. So
right.
I'm not gonna say for what reason.
Well, good things in general. I would say where it becomes kind of a bad thing is if the government is putting a ton of our money
That's right.
into these programs like the wind things or whatever. The what are those called?
The windmills.
Windmills. Yeah, whatever. the turny things in the sky.
Yeah, those big turny things. Don't get too technical there, Jimmy.
You ever like driving on a road with those at night? They're kind of creepy.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's right there
down
everywhere.
that road, Oklahoma, and I just happened to look over to the left. I saw these big Godzilla-like turning arms, swinging at me. I'm, whoa, what's that?
Yeah, they got those like red lights on them.
That's right.
They're kind of creepy. Yeah.
If you're not expecting them.
Yeah, they'll sneak up on you.
So,
but like things like that may or may not even really be that advantageous. It's just feel good big government program. Not saying that that's necessarily true about those, but I've heard that it is. I don't know, but things like that I would have a problem with in theory.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's become this big argument. It seems like really the argument though is climate change man-made or is it a natural process? It seems like most people, there aren't too many people that are arguing that it's not happening at all. It does seem like there's some kind of change happening.
Yes, and I think that what we're doing, driving our big 450 trucks, which I love, has something to do with it. Yes. I think, from my understanding, China is the biggest carbon monoxide emitter.
Of course, whatever you believe, pollution is definitely real.
Oh, yes, that's not
China
good.
is in bad shape.
Beijing, they almost had to move the Olympics because it was so polluted.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So pollution not good. So I think based on that, pollution is bad.
Yeah.
Let's all stop. Let's do what we can to make our equipment, our industry run cleaner. It only helps us in the end. And let's develop some new stuff to.
But I think there is a balance. Though.
Yes,
like
exactly.
One thing that I think that worries people, and I would be one of these, is I don't think we got to take it so far to where you like outlaw certain types of cars or
coal.
Yeah, exactly, or things like that. I think that's a little much, and I think while maybe it's man-made, I don't think it's like completely man-made for sure.
Not fully.
And I think it's a little over dramatized because the thing is people don't realize like there is a lot of carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide. I get those confused. Whatever.
Carbon dioxide.
In the atmosphere.
That's what we breathe out. Yeah.
Right.
Carbon monoxide, what your car kicks out.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. It's Science Day on the Big John
Show.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of that in the atmosphere naturally.
Okay.
And stuff. You got to look at. I feel like it's one of those issues. You got to look at science from all the different
but nobody does
aspects.
That. Nobody does that.
Nobody does that.
Okay. Speaking middle of the road. Before I don't want people outside your castle here with torches.
Yeah. Of course, the middle of the road is the most dangerous place to drive, though.
That's right.
I don't feel like that metaphor really applies, though. That's right. I feel like that it's like the opposite of the metaphor.
That was I gonna say.
Speaking of the middle of the road, yeah.
Damn, I had a great point.
Damn, sorry. I ruined your point.
And it was going to keep people from having torches. At our
house.
Yeah.
Oh, man. They're going to burn your castle down. I can't remember what I was going to say.
There's going to be something about...
what were we talking about?
We were talking about man-made climate change.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
To save the castle.
Okay.
Too many castles. That's the problem.
Yeah.
How long it take you to build this thing? Come on.
Yeah, come on. We're in a bunker, not a castle. Come on, get it right.
This is the bunker under your castle.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, climate change it's not like it has not happened before.
Yeah, exactly.
Back in the last century, I love saying that. In the 70s, there was fear of another ice age. Like in the 1880s, 1890s, there was a mini ice age that almost knocked out the cowboys.
Oh.
You're out there freezing to death on, with your thin little jacket.
Yeah.
It almost knocked out the American cowboy because there was a mini ice age on the Great Plains. We had, and that was a big fear when I was a kid in the 72, 73, 74. You were even born, God. But there was fear of another ice age. Now there's a fear of global warming. Climate change has not occurred before.
Right.
Like there used to be camels and mastodons and saber-tooth tigers, all that stuff in America.
Yeah.
Climate change knocked them out. So it's not that it hasn't happened before. I think the bigger issue is that we're having more what we're doing is having an effect in this coming climate change. I think that's what got everybody upset.
That's a debate. Yeah.
So we're having how much of an effect is us are we having on it? Yeah.
Right. And I don't consider that science settled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't consider it settled that we are in fact having a huge impact on it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think there's a variation. You know, it's not yes or no. We're having some. Maybe an average amount.
At some point, at some level, yeah.
Yeah, it might be like almost so small where it doesn't really matter. Or it might be kind of in the middle. Like it kind of matters, but it's not like a huge deal.
And plus,
you know?
weather records only go back 150 years.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I know they could study like rings and like frozen trees, like the old stuff and
those
ice.
things, pull ice out of those icebergs, you know.
Yeah, and I know that there's this guy. What's his name? He's on the Joe Rogan podcast all the time. He's this science, like geologist guy or whatever. But I was listening to him one time, and he was talking about how actually in times where our climate has been warmer, it's actually been the best time for the human race. That's where we had the most population and the most growth and all that kind of stuff.
There's a lot more people now. I think we're at the 7 billion now.
Yeah.
You're gonna generate just a little bit of smog doing that with that many people.
Right.
But
and I'm not one of those people that I don't think that the population growth is a big problem. It's something that a lot of people talk about is that like there's too many people. I don't necessarily agree with that. And here's my reason, and maybe it's a flawed logic, but like, okay, for example, when I was playing basketball, it was known that the bigger the school, usually the better the team. Which
more to choose from,
right? You got more to choose from. You only be 5 players on the court at one time.
Okay.
So you think like, oh, it's 5 versus 5, but they got, like you said, they got more people to choose from.
Yeah.
So my theory is when it comes to the population, there's only so many people that are going to be the really geniuses that come up with these great ideas. Those people are very rare.
Yeah.
So like the Nikola Teslas or the Einsteins or whatever. So if there's more people, then to me there's more of a chance for those kind of people to appear.
Good attitude, yeah.
And we just need a couple more people like that, to figure out all these problems that we're dealing with, to where we can they're talking about terraforming Mars and building.
Okay, you took the words out of my mouth.
It's like, have you seen the desert?
We got plenty of desert here, dude. Here, if we're gonna make a planet better, let's start with this one. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
We got plenty of desert. Let's start with the Sahara, New Mexico. Come on.
Yeah, like we figure out a way to to grow food easier, and things like that. And even and I know that whenever this happens, people will be terrified of it, and maybe it'll be a bad thing. I don't know, but have synthetic meat, and stuff that's actually good and actually the same as like what if science got to the point where they could grow like a chicken breast?
I got Okay, I'm going to challenge some of your listeners.
Okay.
There's a book called Soylent Green.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you heard of it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
The first thing popped into my mind.
No, let's not do that.
Let's hopefully they die. Hey, kind of chewy.
Kind of familiar. Like nothing I've ever tasted, but everything I've ever been.
When you're eating Chinese, it's really Chinese.
The moment this show went too far.
What? That was a joke in relation to the book, so thank you.
It was just the right amount of too far.
Okay, all right, Jesus. But I hope that. Okay, so as far as that book, I hope that day never comes.
Yeah,
but,
let's hope not.
I thought we already got synthetic meat, tofu.
Yeah, but I mean like real synthetic meat, like meat, like that is
real synthetic meat.
Yeah. I mean, tofu just tastes like a sponge. That's basically what it is. It's like a sponge that you eat.
How upsetting for vegetarians, though, right? If tofu ends up being like Soylent Green.
Oh man,
tofu is people.
Oh no, we've been eating it for years. You just didn't know.
Well, man, it is called tofu. Short for tofu.
But
David didn't like that joke.
Okay.
He didn't like that really, really bad joke.
Oh.
But I do feel like advances, like more people will allow for more technological advances.
Yeah, more chance for innovation. Yeah.
As there is definitely a correlation. Doesn't always mean it's true when there's a correlation, but as we've had more people, there's been more technology.
Yeah,
more
minds thinking about
Right.
different things, different ways. Innovation. Yeah.
Right, and it seems like the advancements in technology are actually moving relatively even faster than the rate that people are growing. I think.
Yeah, which I think has led to I think one of these countries we're talking about having a moon base.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? I mean, I can't really see I don't know. Not that great idea. If you got the money, go for it. But I think they're using that as a stepping stone to Mars, which is how does that help us now? I don't know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, just like the space program, the stuff that they developed to get people to the moon helped us in our everyday lives.
Yeah.
Tang. Does anybody still drink that? No, they don't. I haven't even seen that. Man, am I old? I ain't seen that.
Oh man.
Okay, Velcro, better reference.
Yeah, there you go.
your folks are going, Tang,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
You hearing about it?
Never had
Okay,
it, no.
back in the old days, we had this wooden thing with lead in it. We used to mark on the paper. Yeah, we only had 3 channels. What? Tell us more, Grandpa. Well,
That's right. For me, it'd be like back in my day, we only had 150 channels. And when you wanted to watch something, you had to record it.
how'd you live, Grandpa? Well, let me tell you, it was rough, boy. Keeping those alligators fed out that moat.
When I was growing up, you couldn't just log your brain into Netflix and it automatically know what mood you were in and pick what you wanted to watch.
I do think I don't get those cars that drive themselves. Is that real? Is that I heard that's real. That's a real thing.
Well, here's my take on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know if anyone heard that or not, but my son made a very flatulent noise. So here's my thing on that. Like, for obvious reasons, that's a little bit scary.
Yeah.
A car not being driven by a human, but driving a car is scary anyways. Really, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see how, if it was done correctly and worked flawlessly, a car that drives itself based on rapid analysis of its surroundings, and awareness and sensors that like humans don't have, it could actually be safer.
If it worked, but the problem is technology does break down.
It does, but it can have backup. Just like there are certain things that are technological that, like planes, for example, and things like that have different fail systems.
But there's always some pilots up there going, just in case. Like, those pilots don't fly the plane anymore.
Yeah.
I got this image of they're sitting in the cockpit. They punch in Denver. The thing takes off.
Yeah.
And they bring out the cigars and the magazines. All right. I think that's it down there. Okay, land. All right, come on. I got personally, maybe that day will come when you just get in your car and go Miami,
right,
and lay down, go sleep, and you wake up.
It's one of those things that it'll have to be around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're around now, but it'll be easily 10 to 20 years before it's the kind of thing that people will trust. Probably.
I get, Grandpa, you had to drive your own car. Yeah, boy, I had to get behind there and push a button and turn the key. Yeah. How'd y'all do it? Which, if I remember correctly, that's one of the reasons that initially women could not drive cars back in the old Model T days, because they had the big crank start up front.
Oh yeah.
And it took a little bit of muscle to crank that car.
Yeah.
To get it started. So the automatic, the key ignition or the push button start allowed most women, to be able to drive cars. So that was a big plus.
I wonder if people ever accidentally left it in gear and they're like,
that's right. You know what happened. You know what happened. You know what happened.
It's crazy that like in old airplanes, they had to do that and crank it up.
Well, you just turn the ignition switch and then you turn that the prop and it will kick off. So hey, dude, that's why you always had somebody in the cockpit.
Oh, okay.
You didn't just on, get out, walk around. I guess you could do it.
Yeah.
Those you had the wheels chalked and blocked, you could do it. But if you didn't, thing takes off without you.
Wow.
Which is a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah, it is embarrassing.
John, why are you still here? Well,
Oh man, that would be one of the coolest experiences ever. And there's got to be a place where you can do it. Probably really expensive, but if you could fly or ride in like an old World War II, like fighter
biplane.
Yeah, or like a fighter plane. Like
oh yeah, you can do. You can. They give out P-51 rides.
Really?
That's real common. But a little bit pricey.
Yeah,
a little bit pricey.
But it is.
The gas for that whatever is real expensive. Yeah. It's not cheap, but it's out there.
Yeah.
Now, old biplane, you probably get by.
Yeah.
Leather helmet. Doing a whopping 103 miles an hour.
Yeah. You got a scarf.
That's right. Your wife is driving faster than the plane's flying.
Yeah. I know up at the Knob Creek machine gun shoot in Kentucky, you can fly you can ride in the Huey. They got it there.
Been there, done that. If you've never done it, it's cool.
Yeah, but, feel like Apocalypse Now.
Oh yeah, hang on the skid. Yeah, man. Yeah, Charlie don't surf, man. Charlie don't surf.
Do they still use a ton of those? Like when you were first in the military?
When I came in the Army, sure. Again, man, I'm ancient. The Huey is amazingly reliable.
Yeah.
It's the AK of aircraft. It is amazingly reliable. And the biggest joke I heard from the old UH-1 crew chiefs was that when the last Black Hawk is taken is flown to the junkyard, the crew will fly back in the Huey. So,
wow.
It is extremely reliable, proven, been there, done that. But it's after about 1980, 82, it was getting a little bit old. They needed more. They needed aircraft that could do more, and that's when the Black Hawk came in there.
Okay, so the Black Hawk is more capable, maybe
carry
not
more
quite
people,
as reliable.
flies dual engine, carries twice as many people, flies higher, faster. Dude, that Black Hawk is rough. It's a bad aircraft. So, it's like any piece of equipment. It has its time.
Right, yeah.
And then after a while, I need more. Like when I first came in the Army, they still had the old M151 Jeep.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, the official nomenclature is M151 quarter-ton truck.
That's funny.
It's Jeep. And they still had
the
those.
Willys Jeep. Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Still had that.
That's crazy.
4-speed, 4-cylinder, 4-speed. Great for the time. But then that Humvee came out. You can't touch it.
Yeah. So, still, it's what they use, right?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't touch that Humvee. It's just more capable. So.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was watching a YouTube video of these guys, Iraq Veteran 88. 88 is their YouTube channel, and we know them pretty well. And he was shooting a M107 Barrett, one of those 50 cal rounds, through a piece of glass, of bulletproof glass that came out of a Humvee. I don't know where he got it, but it was like a little chunk of one or whatever. Yeah. And he shot it with an armor-piercing 50 cal round, went right through it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 50, well, there ain't much that 50.
Scary.
It's not much the 50 won't go through.
That's pretty much its job, to just go through stuff.
Yeah. I mean, when the 50 first came out, it was originally an anti-tank round.
Yeah.
In 1918? M2 came out, 1918?
Yeah, I believe so.
It wasn't in time for World War I. In fact, it was developed right at the end of it. But for that first 10, 15 years, the 50 cal was considered an anti-tank weapon because the tanks they had back then, 50 punch right through it, no problem.
Yeah.
Effective range, if I'm correct? Effective range 2 miles, max range 4. Wow. The ones I fired, if you could see it, it was gone.
Yeah.
But according to the Geneva Convention, though, you can't shoot at people with these, but you can shoot at their equipment.
Huh.
Hey, that's right. Hey, I wasn't trying to hit him. I was going for his helmet.
No, that's interesting. So really, you're technically not supposed to be anti-personnel.
If you shoot at allegedly, before anybody quotes me.
I've heard someone. I was watching some interview, and there's some guy that was talking about that, saying how the 50 it's an anti-material round for like. Shooting it like letting explosives and vehicles and stuff like that. But he did say that but you could shoot someone, but it's just not done. Or something.
Dude. Dude, okay. Yes, it happens. But all the years I was in the Army, it was expressly said you did not fire M2. Now a M107 Barrett,
a little different. Yeah.
Well, I think the official thing is anti-material. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the M250. Shooting at people was a bad thing. Now, did it happen? Of course it did.
Yeah.
Of course it did. But officially,
Yeah.
I was not shooting at that man. I was shooting at his equipment that the man was wearing.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. Hey,
He had a cell phone in his front
that's
pocket.
right. He had
yeah.
a helmet on. I was going for that. No, hey,
Yeah.
right. So,
Yeah.
bad weapon. Oh yeah, bad
Yeah.
weapon. Go right through a engine block. No sweat. Especially this is ball ammo too. It'll go right through a engine block. No sweat.
It's an amazing round to think about. Like, it's basically, it's funny because it looks just like a gigantic, like, 308 or 30-06.
Exactly.
Basically.
It has not changed either. It's basically 1932.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it has, because now, back in the day, you had to have what's it called? It has space and timing. Headspace and timing.
Okay.
They had a little gauge, and you put it down in there, and you had to get that headspace and timing for the round and the block
Yeah.
just right, or jam on you.
Okay.
And then you had the combat stuff where you cranked it all the way down, flush the barrel, you screwed it all the way in, all the way flushed, and back it off 10 clicks. Good enough.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah.
But no, now it has fixed headspace and timing, so there's no more of that.
Yeah. Is it the one that's got the big handle on the barrel?
No, that's just the way to remove the barrel.
Yeah, that's like on the newer 50s. I know that
It has
you
the
can,
handle. Yeah.
Yeah, you can move the barrel like it's
Yeah.
quick release.
That's what it was mods. Yeah.
Yeah.
A quick barrel change. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think they're calling it like the M3, I think, aren't they? Or something like that. Who knows? And it's still an M2, you know.
Because I jammed mine because I was too proud to ask for help.
Oh, yeah.
I was going out of the convoy. All right, get up there, load that 50. Okay, no problem. I was used to working with the aircraft 50.
Yeah.
Oh, the one on mine on trucks can't be that much different, right? Come on, one's like another one, right? No, they are a little bit different. So I didn't get my headspace timing correct, and I went to load it, and I jammed it, and it wouldn't come out. Okay, we're leaving. Okay, all right, it wouldn't come out. Okay, and before we went outside the gate, you always stop before you go out there and go on the road. You got to do a test fire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bam, 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 jam.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's jammed. Okay, I can't get the bolt back. Okay, we're going. Yeah, but I can't get we're going. I can't get we're going. All right. So put down the 50 cal, pick up the M4. A little bit different. No, what actually happens is I sat there holding it. So, I mean, they don't know. It don't work. I mean, they don't know. It don't work. They don't know. Hey, they don't know. I mean, would you challenge me? That machine gun look like it don't work. I'm going to rush him.
I just had this mental image, like this picture in my head of you holding it, just being kind of like.
Which is about where it was. I'm sitting up there like, okay, that gun was jammed. It wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked to save my life, but it was jammed. It was completely non-functional.
You could point it at stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You just moved it around. Like, yeah, all right, mess with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go. In fact, we had to stop in this village. I won't give the name of it. Adaluyah, I'll give the name of it.
Okay.
Adaluyah.
I was there last week.
Yeah, just nice bar, nice Bennigan's there.
Yeah, I had to get some new tires on my truck.
That's right. And this guy walked right up to me, and I just turned. I just kind of moved the weapon around toward them. They ran. They flew like rabbits.
Yeah.
Didn't work. They don't know. So we came to this. We were crossing this. We're gonna cross a river, crossed a bridge. It came to an intersection, and we moved up. And you cover the first half of the convoy will go across, and then you come up. We came up and covered as the second half of the convoy went across.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, and this vehicle full of Iraqis just pull up next to us. I mean, like from me to you, and stop.
Yeah.
First problem, I can't crank the weapon down low enough to point at them. Two, it don't work anyway.
How come? Just because
it was that close. I mean, I couldn't lower the 50. It wouldn't point. It wouldn't. I couldn't crank it down low enough. To point at them. And two, it didn't work anyway.
Yeah.
So I pull out the old trusty M4.
Yeah.
And I point at him, right. And the guy, he's yelling at me in Arabic, right? I'm like, don't move, don't. And he's yelling at me in Arabic. And then he reaches out of his coat. He goes like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. Christ almighty, don't move, right? He goes, rah, and pulls out an ID card.
Oh, man.
Okay. And then he drove off. I'm like, get out of here. He drove off. Okay.
Wow.
Woo. Dude.
Well, that guy's lucky.
Oh man, dude, that's all. Again, never. The moral of that story is, if you got a problem, say something. Don't be proud.
Yeah.
Don't let male ego interfere with you doing your job.
Yeah.
If I had just called somebody over there and said, "Hey, how do I load this gun again?"
Yeah.
Everything would have been fine. Well, like, I can't tell anybody my gun's jammed. Hey, dude, you're about to go out on a road in an enemy-held terrain and your gun don't work. Yeah, but I can't tell anybody. They ain't gonna think I'm dumb. Yeah, very intelligent. Yeah, just don't say anything.
Yeah.
It'll work out. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Because when you guys start getting shot at, you probably would have started messing. All right, we gotta get
Let's take it apart. I mean,
Yeah.
in fact, it was. I did something to it because it was jammed, super jammed. I was. We're going down the road, that Iraqi Highway 1, and I got the thing. I'm up on top of the vehicle with the taking it apart. I got the back off. I'm trying to get the bolt out, and just nothing worked. That gun was
Yeah.
screwed. So,
Man.
but I have my old trusty M4.
Yeah. That's what I've always heard about the M2 is that it's a great design, an amazing gun, but it's like it's got to be kind of like a 1911. It's got to be right. You know, I mean, any little thing that's off, it's you know,
when it's broke, it's broke.
yeah, it's not like an AK. It's a
No.
you know, and John Browning, while I mean, amazing, you know, of course, gun designer, but you know, he's not famous for making like the absolute most hardcore rugged guns ever, like the AK. You know, that was like John Browning to me was a very interesting in between kind of like, you know, German mentality of it was pretty much just like all about performance, whatever it took to make that
excellence,
right, whatever it took to make that thing perform how they wanted it to. That's what they were going to do. And then you got the Russians where it's, you know, about like, all right, this needs to be tough and cheap to make and reliable.
Anybody can pick it up and use it. Yeah.
And then to me, John Browning's designs are kind of in the middle. You know, they're kind of a nice, in America, a lot of American designs I feel like are kind of in the middle like that.
Yeah, a combination of good enough. It's well made and good enough. I mean, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, kind of like the, you know, the AR-15, the Stoner designed. That's kind of an interesting gun because it's like, I feel like it's very reliable as long as you keep it clean. So that's kind of where it's almost like German in that sense, you know.
Well, that's a mistake they made when they first issued the AR-15, which was you didn't have to clean it. Just go ahead. Well, because it was an Air Force security force weapon initially.
Right.
And they say, "Oh, you ain't got to clean it." Well, for what they were going to use it for, maybe you didn't have to clean it as much.
Yeah.
But when they said, "Okay, you infantry guy, you know what? Instead of carrying 120 rounds of M14 ammunition, you can carry 500 of 5.56." And now you're after in the mud, the muck, and the mire. Now you got to clean that weapon, which I can't imagine not cleaning it. Personally.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what you told me. I'm cleaning my weapon.
Even if I have an AK, if I'm using it in combat, especially, if I get a chance, I'm going to clean it.
I'm going to clean that weapon. It's good that it'll work without it, but I'm cleaning that weapon.
Right.
A lot of guys, me, will not run a dirty gun. No way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care how good the gun is. If for every shot that you fire, it's getting that gun slightly more dirty.
Yeah.
And the more dirty it gets, the more likely it is to malfunction.
And it only needs to malfunction once.
Yeah, exactly. At the wrong time. Yeah.
And then you're done. Hey.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's no bueno. You got to get you an AK still at some point.
What? That is sacrilege. Thank you. Touch an AK. Yes, it has crossed my mind that AK.
Like for the historical context.
It's good to have when the lights go out. Hey, you grab an AK and you'll be. But
they're fun shooters too.
They are
because it's like a little bigger round than the 223, but it's softer shooting than like a 308 or something like that. You know,
it's and I'll be the first to tell you, you can't beat that rugged reliability.
Right,
can't beat that. And as far as accuracy, it's about the shooter.
Yeah,
it's about the shooter. It's accurate enough.
Right,
it's accurate enough, and but just that AK, dude, AK. Come on, I'll tell you about that time I went to that store up on someplace, a military post.
And they told me.
That guy says, "Excuse me, do you have any AKs here?" And the guy went, "What?"
Yeah.
We do not believe in the Kalashnikov series of weapons here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you, dude. I mean,
you should have been like, "Oh, sorry. Did I say AK? I meant 1911."
Oh, that's right.
Show him that shirt.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to talk to the guy that you know that made
Made this.
Yeah, maybe get in touch with him and see if
Mass produce these.
Yeah. See if he'll let me use the design.
There you go.
That I can buy.
Got that on camera there. By God.
Yeah, we got it.
By Godfather. Yeah. Now this shirt is a one. It's a one.
It was a gift. This fan of your show.
Yeah.
Who happens to be a friend of ours. I saw that and went, dude, I got a shirt for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I said, all right,
awesome.
Thanks. Hey,
so if you guys love that shirt like I do, we might be able to figure out a way for you guys to get one.
I think these are Smith & Wesson 1911s too. Dude.
Yeah, you like Smith & Wesson 1911s?
Not a Colt, but yeah.
I was gonna say, to me, that's almost like sacrilege for 1911. It's like Smith & Wesson is, they make revolvers. And that's what I think of them as.
So
That's a pretty cool shirt,
dude. Excellent.
Oh yeah, speaking of 1911, I recently traded a few things and acquired this real World War I 1911. It's pretty neat. I love it.
Oh yeah.
It's cool too because what's interesting is how this particular gun is almost 100 years old. It's 1918.
Oh, okay.
This particular one,
okay.
1918. So in a year it'll be 100 years old. But then the design being over 100 years old, and hasn't been changed a whole lot. A lot of the modern ones, and even like some of the so-called improvements that they made,
or 1924 type improvements,
right? Around 24, like the A1 they called it. A lot of those improvements they ended up going back to how this one was with the flat.
There were just little small fine tuning. It wasn't no major changes. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the beaver tail, that was the best one I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that hammer bite. This thing really gets you on the hammer bite. But you had to be a man to shoot these guns.
By God, yeah, like Alvin. By God, York.
Exactly.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
This is the gun he carried, I'm pretty sure.
That's Alvin York. In fact, I think I saw AC carved into the barrel.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And there's like, what's that, 7 notches? That's right. But it's interesting, though. I mean, this gun, so according to the guy I got it from, he's supposed to get me the letter on it. It's one of the cool things about Colt firearms. They try to keep up on the history of them pretty well. And you can pay $100 and they will send you this letter. It's like official letter that will list out all the history that they know of it.
It's a serial number weapon, yeah.
Right. So it's pretty cool. A lot of gun companies won't do that.
Well, I mean, Colt got that rep to live up to. And again, that's a piece of history you got in your hand there. I carry a Commander, but hey, close enough.
It's very close. Yeah.
So,
and it's kind of like living history in a way, because it still shoots, functions, and just like it did back in the day. So it's like that's what's so neat about these old guns. You can fire them and know what it felt like, at least, to shoot them, not to be shot at.
Let's avoid that part. Let's avoid that part.
But still, you can understand kind of a piece of history.
And when that thing was made, it was state of the art. I mean, that joke I made when you showed it to me was Grandpa Glock wasn't even around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's right. All right, by God.
Yeah. There weren't any Glocks being shipped to France.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Grandpa Glock wasn't even here yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, piece of history, and it's more than just a weapon.
Yeah.
The story behind it, which I'm sure there is one. And everything that that was done with the weapon. And I love Alvin York. He did comment on, got this fancy new shooting gun.
Yeah.
Where they go, Alvin? Because I believe he fired muzzle loaders.
Yeah, he did.
Until they gave him that, he called that, when they gave him that 1903 Springfield, he called it his fancy repeating rifle.
Yeah. That's something that people argue about that I've heard is like, whether you had a 1903 or whether you had the American Enfield.
Close call. I don't know. I mean,
both maybe.
It's the same gun, it?
Pretty similar. They're a little different. Yeah, one had the ghost ring sight and one didn't.
Okay, I mean.
Yeah, so I don't know. Either way.
I know that he had a 1911.
Yeah,
I know he had that.
He did have that, that's for sure.
And he was a darn good shot. Hey.
Yeah. What's amazing, too, is like I wouldn't think he would have had experience with handguns, probably. So like, how was he able, this gun being so different, maybe just the stress of the combat in the situation. But
he had 7 guys running at him with bayonets. Yeah, I guess you couldn't miss. I mean, from what I understand, they were closer than 10 yards to him.
Okay.
So, dude.
And I guess, like there's those people out there that they can handle pressure.
And I think he was a natural shot, too. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Alvin York, he was a natural shot.
And he knew he was dead. If he missed, he was dead.
Yeah, exactly.
And
he killed so many of them that the German commander asked him to stop killing his men. We'll quit if you stop killing us. That's how good of a shot he was. Huh?
Yeah.
And he also pulled I'm not quoting the movie with Gary Cooper too close, but he also pulled a couple of German Lugers off some dead guys and used that too.
Oh wow!
So, dude,
the Luger is a neat looking gun, and the history of it is interesting. But you ever held one or messed with?
No.
They're really weird. They're strange. Yeah, typical German engineering. They seem very fragile, and they've got this weird like toggle system.
It's loaded. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a slide. It's like you thing you pull back, and it kind of like
2 fingers too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of bends up and makes this weird. It's like that. Basically.
Yeah, I've seen them. It's 9 mil too, right?
Yeah, 9mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
A great collector. I saw one guy. He was a collector. He had like 100 of them. I mean, dude. I mean,
I always worry about people that have they collect too much Nazi stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's always weird at the gun shows. Like if you're into World War II stuff and you got Nazi stuff and you got American stuff, you got British stuff or whatever, I don't even think anything about it when I see that.
Okay.
But you'll see those guys at the gun show, they have like all Nazi stuff.
K98s, Lugers,
and then like all these medals and things.
Iron Cross, 1939.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm cool.
Which is funny because I guess because it's technically not associated with the Nazis, but it's like. The Iron Cross is something you'll still see around,
Well, yeah, it's still an award in the German army.
Okay, so that's not a symbol.
That's just German, like it went back to Imperial Germany.
So they don't associate that with Hitler.
No, Hitler won. He won an Iron Cross in World War One. He was a messenger runner, and nobody ever questioned Hitler's bravery.
Yeah.
But besides that,
everything else. They questioned everything else.
That's right. I mean, he wasn't scared though. There are a lot of reasons people collect stuff like that. A lot of it is shock effect too. You get people. I got me an Iron Cross from 1944.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right. And I can see both sides of it because it would be kind of cool. I wouldn't do it, but it would be kind of cool to have a real Nazi flag that was a real one. I mean, a real one that was brought back from Germany or France or something like that.
Oh yeah,
just because of the thing that makes
piece of history.
Yeah, and the thing that makes the Nazis interesting is because they're like a real life evil empire.
Yeah. It was the Empire from Star Wars. It was.
Yeah, it really was. It's just bizarre that happened. Awful what they did.
Did Lucas get that? Where did he get that? I'm wondering where he got that idea from.
Yeah. That seems familiar. Yeah.
We've seen this before. Wait, hold up.
It's okay, we're going to put him in space Nazi uniforms.
That's right. Which the Empire uniform looks suspiciously like that.
It does, yeah. The Darth Vader helmet.
I don't know. I mean, 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 2 is 4. I don't know. Starting to add up.
Yeah. Oh man. Ever since I noticed that, the Empires, their little metal things, ever since I noticed this, it almost I have to just not think about it because it almost ruined Star Wars for me. It looks like vitamins.
That's
it literally looked like
little square ribbons they got.
Yeah. Right, that you would just push little pills of vitamins you would push out. Yeah. It literally looks like they just took one of those packs out of the box and just
stick it on the uniform. They don't know. They don't know. So when's the Rogue One was great. And,
it was
the great tie-in to Episode 4.
Did you like Rogue One or Force Awakens better?
Rogue One.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people said.
Yeah. You got the nostalgia going with Force Awakens. It's been 30 years. Oh my God. Yeah. But now Rogue One was great story. They tied it right into Episode 4.
Yeah. It was great. Yeah, I agree.
Hey, the guy who was the guy? He was in Episode 4 with the flight leader for Luke, Red One.
Yeah.
They tried to bring him back, but unfortunately he was dead. But unfortunately, but he was 70 like back then. So the CGI is awesome. Yeah. Because at the end when they showed Red One flying in there shooting up the bad guys, I'm like, dude, that can't be him. No way. Yeah. 30 years. He was 70 then. No way.
Yeah, it's cool they were able to do that.
And what's his name? Peter Cushing.
Yeah. Brought him back.
And CGI wise anyway.
Yeah.
And you couldn't tell. You could not tell. Like the young Carrie Fisher. Oh my God.
That was impressive. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, holy dude.
Yeah.
So
it was crazy, and that scene, like arguably one of the greatest Star Wars scenes ever, almost was like Darth Vader just tearing him up in that hallway. I
mean, dude, confined space. Okay, apparently, the rebels went to the stormtrooper school of marksmanship. Yeah, dude, you got a 6 foot tall. You got a 6 foot tall guy, black, in a 6 foot by 6 foot hallway. Yeah, why are you missing this guy? How can you miss him?
Yeah, really.
There are like 20 of you firing at him, and he's like deflecting. Yeah, I don't care how good a Jedi is. He can't deflect all those shots. I mean, come on.
One thing I heard, so like one of the common criticisms that people will say about Star Wars, like one of the discrepancies that people point out, is that like in the prequels, the lightsaber battles are like very fluid and everything, and then in like the regular Star Wars movies, especially the first one, it's very just like, and then someone was like, how come Darth Vader was flipping around and taking him out like that in Rogue One, and then like literally like a day later he's all like slow and rigid and everything.
One day in 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. And which it obviously makes sense. That's a discrepancy. But I heard someone explain it really well, and I thought it made so much sense. They said they were like, "Look, Star Wars is a story. Yeah, and this is a depiction of a story, and." They were depicting that story with 1970s technology.
1979 to 77 technology.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. So it's not like, there's this big discrepancy. It's
it's been 30 years, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to sort of like pretend that like this is a real thing that happened.
A flowing story,
and it's just being depicted more accurately in certain places.
Like example, what's his name? Who played the first Obi-Wan? The old Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Not Alec Guinness. Alec Guinness, yeah. Dude, he was way too old to be out there wielding that sword. They really didn't show him fighting anything. He was the guy. They show him like this and then like that. Maybe he'd turn around real slow. Like that.
And then he disappeared.
Strike me down, and I should be more powerful than they're okay. All right, whatever. Went. So
like a Vader just kind of.
Hey, he's gone. Kicking the. Where'd he go?
He's like sort of stepping on his coke, just like. I guess he's gone now.
Mr. Chosen One. You didn't know what? You heard what he told you.
It's so funny because like Vader, the things he says are like super wise and and whatever, regal and scary and all this stuff. But his like body movements are just like he's an idiot. Kind of. Like he's he's awkward.
Because the guy who was actually in the Vader suit.
He's like a British weightlifter.
Big hulky guy. Great choice. For what's his name? Do the voice.
James Earl Jones.
Great choice. Great choice. But I used to think for years that's James Earl Jones in there. Yeah. And I saw James Earl Jones. I thought, no, that's not him. That's not him. But no.
There's some YouTube video where they did. It's like Sam Jackson as Darth Vader. But it's not like he recorded it. They just went and got like clips from his movies. It's pretty funny.
I'm tired of all these snakes on this Millennium Falcon. I'm tired of it.
Pretty much, yeah.
So that Robot Chicken, their Star Wars.
Man, their Star Wars stuff is so good.
They blew up what? What do you mean get another one? Who's gonna finance us now? But great. The Mouse House Disney, they just picked it up and ran with it. I think they're supposed to turn out one every year
so far. Yeah, they are. There's going to be background movies. There'll be a Han Solo
Of course,
movie.
come on, dude. Cha-ching.
Yeah.
Cha-ching.
Hey, I'm fine with it.
Prequels.
I want to
dude.
see them.
As long as they're good.
Right? Yeah.
As long as we don't think they're just making them. I don't think Disney's going to do this.
They'll be outraged if they're bad, like pitchforks. I mean,
because they got the cash cow. No, they got the golden goose.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get too caught up with counting their golden eggs and forget to feed the goose, they'll be fine.
Yeah, I feel
Keep
like
them
that's
high quality.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. It's like, they're always going to be those people that hate any type of success. They hate people that make money. That's not fair. You should have to share it with everyone or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think, but I think most people, the way that they feel is like, I'm okay with you making a ton of money off of this thing that I want, but just it better be good. It better be good.
Like is Han Solo getting his own story?
Yeah,
He is?
Yeah, he is.
And what happened with C-3PO's arm? I hear that's going to be another storyline.
Yeah, I thought that was weird that they did some big thing. They made a big deal out of it.
Something happened,
but didn't tell you anything about it. Why wouldn't he
that's
just
for the next movie. You got to come see that movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like people are not going to see it.
Yeah. And let's see. Han gets his. C-3PO gets his. And then with Luke, they better hurry up. Luke's getting kind of old there.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's getting a little bit decrepit there. They better hurry up.
Yeah.
So
I hope it's good. I hope the episode 8's good.
Well,
see.
he ain't really did much since 77. But no, the Big Red One, 1980.
Yeah, he did that. He's done a lot of voice acting. That's been his big thing.
That's right. Yeah, I'm not gonna get there and get dirty. I'll sit in this chair, talk to a mic.
Yeah.
And,
That's why he's got the big beard now. He doesn't have to have facial expressions.
Oh crap! I gotta act now. That big run up to the Force Awakens. He didn't really say anything. He didn't say anything. No.
Yeah.
A lot of facial expressions.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mark Hamill seems like a good guy. I've seen several interviews with him.
Mm-hmm.
He just seems like a very down to earth guy. I mean, especially consider that's got to be tough being Mark Hamill. If you think
How
about
do you
it.
top Star Wars?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
Then what?
And I'm sure he does pretty well. I'm sure he has a fair amount of money, but not probably as famous as he is. His fame and his income, whatever that is,
not equal.
It's probably not equal.
You're not making that Harrison Ford money.
No.
No. That Carrie Fisher. No. You're not, dude.
But yet everyone knows him and everyone recognizes him. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of that was him. You know what? Hey, you know what? I know my role.
Yeah.
I'm the 19-year-old kid they picked to do this.
Right.
Because I was the cheapest to work.
Yeah. He could probably make a kill. I'm sure he makes a killing off of doing those
royalties. Yeah.
I don't think they got royalties. That was the whole deal. Like George Lucas was like a real businessman, and like back in those days, I don't think they even got royalties. It's pretty much like we'll pay you this
lump sum.
movie.
Here you go.
Yeah, they probably made $5,000 or something to do that movie. And George Lucas makes $1 billion.
That's right. He's like, hey, come on, Luke. He probably works at the Lucas Skywalker Ranch. I need some maintenance guy. Get that Hamill guy down. Clean up on aisle 3.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, you want to take that?
Yeah.
So, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, dude. So, like the guy, I think the guy who played, who's inside the R2D2 suit, he's gone now.
Oh, yeah.
And the other guy, the C-3PO guy, he's still hanging.
Yeah.
So
I forgot what his name is.
Nobody remembers his name, but Lucas was very plain that he was, without him, it's just a bunch of fiberglass.
Yeah.
He says he made the character.
Yeah.
And I think Chewie is still hanging on.
Barely. He's really old, yeah. Barely. I know that in The Force Awakens, they had two people played Chewbacca. The real guy and then this other guy that was kind of a stand-in. So I think it kind of depended on what the scene was.
Was his arthritis acting up? Or,
yeah, because he's really tall. He's taller than me.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's thanks. Now I got something to edit out of the show.
Oh, God.
I was like, guess we say that on
the show. I'll think twice before I throw out another interesting fact there. But yeah, he's really, really tall and old. Not a good combination.
That's right. You can snap it anytime. Yeah. I guess he did the howl like that. That was him. That was actually
Was
him.
it really him?
Yeah, probably not now, but I mean, they probably they got
It sounds like a horse and stuff. You know?
okay, all right. Sorry, get the sound people over here. We got get them over here.
Because Chewbacca, the character, is still supposed to be like he's young.
Yeah, because they lived like 500 years, you know.
Yeah.
And he's a spry 132. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Well, I guess we're getting toward the end. We could take a few questions if there's any live questions. So you people there's a delay now, so be aware of that. But the people that are listening right now, as I'm saying this, go ahead and ask your questions.
I got a few.
Okay.
Written down. So y'all talked about your favorite movies and other episodes. What's your favorite war movie?
Big Red One with what's his name? Lovely movie. What's his name? Mark Hamill and Lee Marvin. Yes, Big Red One.
And was it what's the comedian that died recently? He was in that, right?
Don Rickles?
Yeah, wasn't
No, you're thinking about Kelly's Heroes. Another great one.
Okay, yeah.
Kelly's Heroes. Excellent movie from 1970. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That is a good one.
You remind me of Donald Sutherland.
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie, Oddball. It's cool, man. It's cool, baby.
Yeah. He was great. He was so cool under pressure. Yeah.
And Gavin McLeod as the tank driver, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Enough with the Moriarty. Donald Sutherland. Gavin McLeod was always complaining,
Yeah.
and then Donald Sutherland's like, you and all your negative waves, them negative waves. Think positive, man. Righteous, man. You and your negative waves.
He was great. And then Clint Eastwood was like all serious.
And
the balance was great.
Donald Sutherland, he was a hippie until it came time to fight, and then he was just right on it.
Yeah.
And then the battle's over. He's back to being hippie again.
Yeah.
Great.
Great. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. It's perfect. I have to go with Saving Private Ryan. I think it's like the greatest
That
war
first
film.
24 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Dude, excellent.
It's something, I don't think I brought this up on the last show, but it's something that just kind of entered my brain the other day. That's weird about that D-Day invasion thing that people don't think about, I feel like. Because we think about, the conflict, with hitting the beaches and the war and, the violence and the grossness of it and everything. But what's weird to think about is that those German soldiers that were there, like they were there for a while.
Yeah.
It's not like they just showed up that day.
They just
Yeah. So what's weird to me is like basically, I'm sure they had to do training and PT and all that.
Yeah,
kind
they
of
were there
stuff.
for 4 years. The Germans they were there for 4 years before the Americans got there.
So it's like summer camp, except everyone dies at the end.
A lot of the German units that were at Normandy, the 352nd Infantry Division, they had come back they'd been fighting the Russians, and what the Germans would do, they pull guys off the Russian front, send them to Normandy for arrest.
Okay.
Which was calm until the Americans and British decided to invade.
Right, yeah.
And a lot of those guys were conscripts too, Polish, Czechoslovakian, strong, ignorant guys that would do what they were told.
Right. Okay. But it's weird to think that they were just there for a long time, just hanging out.
Oh yeah,
with nothing going on. All of a sudden, here they come. And
the British would raid. The biggest problem before Normandy, the British would do raids along the coast. If you're a German soldier out there, you always have to worry about the British coming at night and killing you when you're sleeping. So that's how you keep pressure on them. You just don't leave the bad guys out
there. The British are coming.
Where have we heard that before? Where have we heard that before?
Paul Revere is like a Nazi. It's like a Nazi Paul Revere.
Horseback. Hey, the British. England is coming. England is coming. It don't come across the same. I don't know why. England, yeah. Okay. That's 2 years in Germany, dude. Yeah. That's the only German I
learned. You can relate to them on that. Like, oh man, those British, they were always they're always showing up.
I was like, oh, you guys. But it was a rough fight. If you ever go to Normandy, which I think every American should.
Yeah, I want to get there.
You stand on that bluff above Omaha Beach, you're gonna look down and think, how did they do it?
Yeah.
There's big guns. It's a lot smaller than what you think. You see movies like Saving Private Ryan, The Longest Day. You think it's big, wide expanse. No.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe 200-300 yards long, and at low tide, it's like 300 yards out at low tide. And there are ridges on 3 sides. And they're big bunkers on each end and
So
a big ridge.
So it's not like Panama City.
No, it's not. No, it's slightly higher.
Yeah.
Cheaper, too.
Yeah.
And you're thinking there's no way that the Americans got up here, but they did.
Yeah.
The Big Red won. And the 29th Infantry Division, Virginia National Guard.
Oh, yeah. And the Rangers, a lot of Rangers, right?
The By God 2nd Ranger Battalion. On the western side of Omaha Beach is Point de Hoc, where 2nd Ranger Battalion did the assault. I think Delta Company, 2nd Rangers, they thought that their guys had been wiped out because when the Rangers attacked Point de Hoc, their communications got knocked out, so they couldn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And when the reinforcements came in there, they couldn't talk to anybody, so they thought, well, those guys got wiped out. Everybody go to Omaha.
Yeah.
And so Delta Company, 2nd Ranger Battalion landed on Omaha Beach and started the war from there. A lot of people felt like that the influx of guys, this Ranger Company into Omaha Beach at that time gave the Americans what they needed to overcome the German defenses.
Right.
Because the Germans were so sure they wiped out the American assault at Omaha that the German High Command called the German commander at Omaha Beach and says, "Do you need more people?" He said, "No, we got it."
Wow.
That's how sure the Germans were. We snuffed them out. Sorry.
Yeah.
The By God Rangers came out there and saved the day. Of course. No, it wasn't just them.
Yeah.
It wasn't just them.
But does that answer your question, guy?
Yeah, I think that should I answer it. Yeah. A little bit detail. I expounded greatly on that.
Hey, I had one guy wanted to know if you guys have seen Kung Fury, and if you haven't, I looked up to see what the summary was of the movie. So have you seen it?
No.
Guys?
What do you call it again?
Kung Fury?
Let me read you
I've heard
the
of it.
synopsis of this movie.
Okay.
In 1985, Kung Fury, the toughest martial artist cop in Miami, goes back in time to kill the worst criminal of all time, Kung Führer Hitler.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's Kung. I guess it's like Kung Fu Hitler.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out now.
That sounds pretty good.
You scared me there for a minute with that pronunciation.
What
kind of
talk about movies? I had to throw that
Okay. Thank you for getting that joke. You know what I'm talking about. Let's get what kind of show is this? Go on.
I had somebody want to know if you might be up for reviewing a 408 Chi-Tac. What you thought of that?
I'm not even sure what that is.
What is that?
It is. It's a gun.
Okay.
No,
I knew it was a gun, but I mean.
Yeah. No. I looked it up, but I'll.
A 408. I'm not familiar with that caliber.
Yeah.
Is that the caliber of the gun? I assume it is. Okay.
I swear we're on a
408.
delay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's a big gun.
Somebody also wanted to know about a 6.5 Creedmoor.
Oh yeah, 6.5 Creedmoor is probably the most popular just long distance.
Yeah, it's flat. I understand it's flat trajectory.
Right, that's the idea. And the name Creedmoor comes from there's matches, the Creedmoor matches, where there's about long range shooting. The 6.5, there's several different 6.5 calibers. Cartridges and that tends to be what people go to if they want to do really long range stuff. You always hear about 338 Lapua, but it's so expensive. It costs more than 50 cal. It's more expensive than getting into the 50 BMG game,
which is probably what's going to keep it out of the game because of the price.
Right, yeah. And but it is supposed to be really highly accurate. Like the 50 BMG is not known for being super accurate. Like the Barretts, everyone thinks about them as being like this ultimate sniper rifle, but they're really not. I mean, they're not super accurate at long range.
Hard hitting.
Right.
Hard hitting. If you hit it, it's gone.
Yeah, you don't have to hit it precisely.
No, you don't. I just have to hit it. Not hit it here. No, just anywhere. It's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So 4.8 Chi-Tac is a rimless centerfire cartridge. It's for sniper rifles.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Anti-snapper.
Sorry, I mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, I was sorry. I was just rambling about Wikipedia stuff. Up here.
I heard some states now. This certain state's getting ready to make it legal for silencers legal.
It's going to be federal. Hopefully, that's kind of the idea.
Is that good?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely, because we'll be able to buy suppressors without going through all this like ridiculous paperwork and paying this like arbitrary tax stamp and all this kind of stuff. And like. If you're going to use a suppressor in an illegal way,
yeah,
you'll
of course.
Yeah, you just make one. It's one of the easiest things in the world to make.
Okay, I will make it clear. It ain't. I think the image people have of silencers is, Mission Impossible.
Yeah, and it doesn't make them totally silent.
It ain't like, what was that? No, it's still gonna make a sound. Just
I
less.
think the thing that the people are worried about is like, oh, if suppressors are readily available, then someone will get murdered and no one will know about it. But you can make a suppressor. I'm not gonna talk about it. I would never do it. But there's a million different ways you can make a suppressor.
Homemade in your basement.
Yeah, because there's not a whole lot to it. It may not be as good or as quiet as a store-bought suppressor, but it'd be quiet enough, So, and they're calling it the Hearing Protection Act, and really, that's a good. I mean, really, it sounds. I mean, it's a little bit of a gimmick, but
that's all right.
But it's true, though. I mean, that's one of the nice things about shooting with a suppressor is you're not blasting your eardrums out, even with earmuffs. Like some of these guns are so loud,
Oh yeah.
These big muzzle brakes. You got a big muzzle brake on that AR of yours. It's loud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very loud. Anything else?
What do you guys think about the typical American view of Russia in World War II? So one person was asking, who won?
Man, they lost a lot of guys. 25 million.
Yeah.
They tough.
Yeah, well, I know one thing people will say is that the Americans had little to no impact on World War II compared to what the Russians did.
Yeah.
But I don't know enough about the history to know 100% sure, but I know we did something.
Yeah, we did a little something. Slight contribution. Yeah. I think the Russians, they held off Hitler's biggest mistake was that he attacked Stalin.
Yeah.
And they was under the impression that the Russians Hitler believed his own hype.
Yeah.
We're going to go over there. We got better equipment, people, tactics, and we'll just wipe them out. Well, that's great until you got people who just won't quit, no matter what you do to them, which is what he faced when he faced the Russians.
Who were probably the superpower of the world at the time, right?
They had what?
Like if we had gone head-to-head with the Russians in World War II,
the people. We
would have had a tough time with them.
They didn't care how many people they lost. They lost 25 million, so they didn't care how many people they lost. And they just kept coming. They just would not stop.
Yeah.
In fact, the problem the one fear that Churchill and Roosevelt had was that Hitler would make a separate peace with the Russians, because up until Normandy, the Russians were doing most of the fighting and most of the dying.
Yeah.
And if Hitler had said, "Okay, you know what? I got the Ukraine. I'm done."
Yeah.
And Stalin would have said, "Well, okay." And then we got a problem now.
Yeah.
So they are excellent. They were excellent fighters. They tougher than nails. I don't like that Mosin Nagant. I'm not a fan of it.
I'm not either. Yeah.
But
I like the AK, but not
that Papa Shah is excellent
when they work.
When they work. But tougher nails. As far as World War II goes, I take my hat off to them.
Yeah. We couldn't have. Without the Russians, we would have been in a lot of trouble.
We couldn't have beat them. Without the Russians, it'd be a Nazi Europe right now.
Yeah, unless we got nukes before them. But that would have been tough, like Japan was an island. Yeah. With Germany, I mean, you put a nuke there, it's going to affect people around it.
So as far as, again, the Russians in World War II, they saved us in the big picture.
Yeah.
They took Berlin, lost 400,000 guys doing it. So, dude.
I was watching on Netflix. There's this. It's like Real History of America or Real History book or something like that. Some documentary show, and it was talking about the Russians in World War II. And in one of the battles, they were pretty much told, if you are turned around, you will be shot. Your family will be shot.
Enemy at the gates.
What city was that? Was it
Stalingrad? Stalingrad.
Yeah. It's just
scary.
Crazy though. It really went into the history of it, and I would think about sitting in history class, like in high school and in college, and they didn't go into that much about what the Russians did in those classes that I was in, at least.
It's communism right there for you.
Hey, well, yeah. I don't necessarily agree with your own people shooting you.
No.
Not good. Not good. But that's the attitude they had. We'll just keep coming, and no matter how good you are, no matter how good your equipment is, again, no matter how good your tactics, if they just keep coming, they're gonna get you.
Yeah, I mean, eventually. And it was crazy. Like they would hand one guy a loaded rifle, and then the guy behind him a clip.
Yeah. And what that enemy at the gates, what they were saying.
Yeah.
All right, the first guy gets the rifle, second guy gets the bullet. When the first guy gets shot, the second guy picks up the rifle.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll remember that.
Yeah.
I'm running along with my with my one clip of 5 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, Vasily Zaitsev doesn't get the rifle. That's like
Of course he
the irony,
doesn't.
you know?
Of course he doesn't. Why?
Yeah, whether that was actually that part was historical or not, I love that they made it that way because it just added to the irony. You know, it's funny. But, yeah, it was a really funny scene that whole that scene. It's supposed to be.
He
funny.
tries to get a rifle, but people keep snatching him out of his hand.
It was like a Benny Hill thing. You know?
Oh my God.
Oh man! All right, we're gonna take like one more question. I know Derek's got to go.
Why? Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Derek is like you're like the Star Wars guru, right? One of them.
One of many.
Okay.
Many, yes. I can get my robes.
Why did Qui-Gon Jinn? Why didn't he get to become invisible and become like a ghost Jedi? Like what was up?
He did.
He got cut in half and they cremated him.
Yeah, but he did become he's a Force ghost.
So how did he become a Jet?
Maybe they didn't show him.
Jedi.
He was out there. He was hanging out with Anakin and
he was a Force ghost
and Obi-Wan. They just didn't show him, I'm sure.
But Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader even weren't they like empty robes as soon as they were dead? It was like poof, and Yoda. Remember you're just talking about that.
Also you got to remember what we were talking about earlier, how there's discrepancies between the newer Star Wars movies and the old ones.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily that it's wrong. It's just they were just showing it differently.
Yeah, they're portraying it in another.
So becoming a ghost in Star Wars, like the application process,
you actually
was different.
Yes,
in
exactly.
Episode 1
Yeah.
than it was later.
Right, you didn't need to actually disappear. You know?
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up for me.
Hey, okay. What about Darth Maul? He got chopped in half. How come? Where's his Force ghost?
Yeah, that'd be a scary Force ghost.
Yeah, it would.
Hey, when they open those doors on Naboo, and
he's there,
and he's standing there, dude, excellent.
Yeah.
That was bad. That
Yeah.
was gangster. I was like, what? Let's go. Who wants some of this?
Darth Maul was one of the greatest Star Wars villains.
I can't believe they killed him off. He didn't last a half hour.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
They kept Jar Jar, but killed off Darth Maul.
Let's get out the Skywalker Ranch and correct that right
now. Supposedly, Darth Maul might be coming back in one of the movies, like the in-betweener movies that they're doing.
Yeah, they'll bring him back, a prequel or something like that,
Yeah.
young Darth Maul.
Or he like survived somehow.
He's in high school, getting picked on. I'm going to be something one day. I'm going to be somebody.
And it like shows how he like came up with the idea for the double lightsaber.
Yeah, of course, the Emperor's like, good.
Two lightsabers. Twice as good.
Oh man.
Of course, he gets. Let's give him his own storyline.
Yeah.
Maul getting his first driver's license. He's at the DMV. First date. So yeah, come on now. We're gonna milk it. Come on. Come on.
I know. It'll be interesting to see how far they take it, but
Oh.
All right. Well, it's been fun. Appreciate it. Thanks to my wife back there DJing the show as usual.
No problem.
Thanks, Derek. Come on.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you got the memo about how you have to dress up now and all that.
Yeah, I gotta catch that flight back to America now. I'll tell you, you have to move your lair closer to the States.
No more Casual Friday on podcast.
It's too bad that mic doesn't detach and say like we got to end the show with a nice sound of that all that brass in there. I don't know if they can see that or not, but there's a big ammo can right there full of 50 cal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I don't.
Oh yeah.
Player, and we need to link this together too.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right. It should be. Maybe there could be like a contest. How many 50 cal rounds can you hold in your hand at one time?
That's right. Yeah. You have entries from across the nation. New Zealand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, just Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Why not?
They're good. Yeah. Yeah. There's some baseball player that can hold like 9 baseballs or something. Yeah.
Man, we gotta go global, dude.
But yeah.
And,
Well, we are global, kind of.
well, yeah, kind of, sort of. I remember that first NRA convention. That guy from New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
I know you.
Yeah.
Me?
Yep. There's some people at our show. They were asking about it. They're like, "Where's Derrick at?"
Okay.
I was like, well, he had to work.
That's right. See, working stuff. So,
Yeah. Hey, it'll be in Nashville again in a couple of years. So
that's right. By God, I'll come down from the mountain. And,
yeah. Okay.
come on.
It's in Dallas next year. So that's
Close enough. Close enough.
a little bit of a hike, though.
Dallas. If I went to Oklahoma, I can go to Dallas.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys later.
Yeah.